but we go in an organized way because I know how we have to build like these things so that you become independent of everything. It's not like it's a course we are doing. It's the approach we are learning. That's what I would like to tell to everyone. Only thing is these sessions need little. If you have that passion to learn and come, definitely you will have a lot of benefit from these sessions, friends, whomever it is. And second thing is the we build an approach so that that approach helps you throughout your career. Once you have that learning process, that's it. And now coming back to this, we were talking about this Python automation, and last week we see some examples. We got introduced to locators, and then we tried to implement few simple use cases to understand how to apply locators. And now this week, what we do is I want you this session to be more like understanding with some workshop kind of thing. So first thing is I'm just sharing my screen, friends. Let me share my screen. First thing, when you are uh, getting into automation, the basic things you need to understand, technology is fine, language is fine, all that you can learn. That's not a big deal. The basic thing you need to understand in automation is this locators. So everything is, when you are working on any website, it might be Google or it might be Amazon, it might be right Flipkart, or it might be any bigger real-time websites, whatever it is. These are all full of web elements, and as a automation expert, what we should do is we should understand like how to do this automation of these web elements. And in that, the major this thing is the important thing we need to expertise here is to locate these web elements. Locating web elements is one of the very important this thing of automation, activity of automation. So this session I would like to dedicate about locators. Of course, not this session. Locators are needed in every session, without which we can't move forward. But for now, I would like all of us to master these locators. And this is so simple. Actually, see, when you ask me about automation, there is nothing much difficulty in automation because everything is there in the HTML itself. We just need to pick the proper locator and then just put it in the code. That's all. And that automation will run itself automatically by itself, step by step. That's how it goes. Okay. So now coming to this right now, what do we do? These are different types of locators. These are locators, simply speaking. I just simplified today. These are location strategies. I hope you got what I tried to tell you so far. These are all locating strategies. So by far, if you are automating any website, we generally try to locate those web elements of that website by using any of these locators. You can see here, which are part of your web driver here. So we can locate a web element by ID, by name, by class name, by tag name, by link test, by partial link test, by CSS, by XPath, all this. In the last session, we had a discussion like how to do this automation using XPath, but let's have a very detailed discussion today about each and every locator, like what is each locator is doing and how to apply it in our code or automation. So let's do that today, and let's have that 360 degrees view of each and everything. Okay, understanding of everything here. Right. So let's step into this one. The first thing is you can choose any website, say to apply these strategies. Right. First thing is we are dealing with some web automation testing, and that testing has to be automated with our script. So that's what we are doing here. Now the point is, what is the point here? The point is how we are locating this web elements is important, right? So that is where we all right. All these strategies are. Now come to this website. Okay, you can choose any one of this. So just a minute, you can open simple one. Let's start with the simple, and then you can just jump to anything which is bigger. Small or big is nothing for us. It's the same for us once we master this locating strategies. Okay, so that's what it is. And now We'll use Google. Let's try to automate Google. You maybe if possible, once you learn all this, you try to automate each and every bit and piece of this website, simple website here. Of course, there is so much behind this, but it's okay. But given the number of web elements here, if you see, hardly we have, handful of web elements, so that you can just do some automation on this full-fledged automation on this particular web page, right? This is fine. Now, if you see, when you open, let's try to understand how to apply this automation using different strategies. Today, let's master all that. But the workshop for you is, I'll just ask you, it's like learning, I mean, practice kind of thing to create these locators, right? Especially XPath is something which you need to master very well, because the XPath is dynamic and very much used in a real automation. So you have to master these XPath patterns. So that is the end goal. But now for us, this is the web element we are choosing. For us, we'll go one by one. So let us start and apply each locating strategy here. What are those strategies here? Let's apply by ID, by name, by class name, by tag name, by link test, by all this. Whichever is possible for us, we try to apply that. I hope you are clear with that. Right. So what do we do right now? And also we had a discussion in the last class. You remember, right? So if you want to locate any web element by using these strategies, in our driver, there is a method which is what we call find element. In that find element, we have to pass this strategies. Either there is a by class, and from that by class, we have all these methods like ID method. We should call this methods ID or name or class name or tag name or link or anything. And these are almost same for look same for Python or Java or anything, friends. Right. So anyhow, we are doing automation on Python, but it's almost same for that one or this one. Right. Maybe let me just open. We just created a simple program, web locators, right? Yeah, this one, locating strategies ID. You can see here, you can choose this, copy this, you can copy this here. And I'm just passing here. We'll go one by one today. So first thing, so we are using this website to do automation. We are automating this google.com. So copy this and pass the URL here of the website which you are automating. This is fine. Next, after that, we are going each of these strategies with ID. We want to one thing we want to start automating this search box with the ID. If you want to locate by ID, you have that ID itself directly here. You can see here. So you can place ID here. But when you look at ID, not this one, sorry. Let us just. So this is the. Now you can try, you can check here. Just look for the ID here. Somewhere you can find ID, search for that ID here, so that we try to access this text area with that ID. Maybe let me just try again. Let me just look for ID. You can look for ID here somewhere. Yeah, you can see here, this is the ID. Copy this. Okay, copy this one. Maybe if you want, you can just quickly test here how many IDs are there with this particular value. If you look at that, when I tested in this filter, we have just only one hit here. That means we can straight away use this in our code to locate this search box using ID. Okay, copy this. So now let's apply a strategy. What is that strategy? Strategy element by ID here. Okay, just import this. The issue is with importing. Apply import, then our problem is solved. So make sure these three modules are imported. By module and WebDriver is, of course, time is optional, but still as we are using this sleep method, import time as well. So these are the modules which we need to import from in Python. That is fine. These steps are familiar for us, creating WebDriver and then calling the, bringing up the website. All the steps we are familiar from last session. These steps will be almost same throughout our automation. Okay, but we might change browser. Instead of Chrome, we can choose Edge, or we can choose Safari, or we can choose anything. Now we are applying a strategy, locating strategy. The idea is we want to locate. Locate what? This is the, I'll give stepwise analysis in the code itself directly with comments. We are locating search box. Search box using ID strategy. What strategy we are using? ID strategy. We'll go one by one today and try to get that a clear picture. And later on, we'll also make sure we get a clear idea about how to create locators of our locators by ourselves. We'll also see that. And then we'll switch to the other topics. Like there are multiple topics in automation. We'll go one by one, like playing with iframes, playing with windows, playing with many more. There are so many things. We'll come back. Now here, we got the ID here, copy that, and then paste it here directly. So generally, this discussion is done. So this keeps going every time. If you want to play with any strategy, what is that? We have to say driver dot find element, right? In this, we have to pass that strategy by what strategy you are locating that web element, by ID, by name, by, you can see when you say by dot, it shows all the strategies. You choose which strategy you want to apply. Most of the time we use XPath, friends. If you are asking me which strategy we apply more in our automation, XPath is most used strategy. That's it. These are all something which we use very less, or we don't use regularly, right? So, but XPath you need to master. Just a quick point to remember. I hope you are clear. Now apply this strategy by ID, comma. What you have to do now? You have to pass the value, double quotes. Now anyhow you have located this ID, right? So that's so simple. See, it's all about understanding HTML tag. It doesn't have anything to do in the automation. If you are familiar with HTML tag, if you see here, I copied and pasted the same tag here. So you should understand this is a tag. These are all attributes, and ID is also an attribute. And these attributes helps us to locate a web element. Remember these things. I am repeating again and again because I want these things to register in your mind, friends. I know sometimes you might feel bored. Why Manoram is again and again coming with this explanation or this discussion which is already done? Because that is my whole idea. I want this to be deeply inserted into your minds, right? So this, because once you understand these things, automation is nothing. That is my opinion, right? So you have ID here, just copy this ID. That is the same tag I just copied and kept here. Okay, just for ease of doing things. So copy this ID and come to the code and just pass here. So this itself will locate your search box. So that is fine. Once it locates search box, that object is assigned to the element. Now from this element we have to pass. So this is step one. We located. We are able to locate search box successfully. That is what this comment is talking. Next one. This is step one. Playing with this. Step two. What is step two here? Step two is passing some values to search box. Passing value into a search box. Because if we should search something, we should pass something, right? We should pass that. That is a very simple thing. Already this is pointing to the search box in that web page. This particular reference. Copy that. Now throughout your automation, if once you try to locate a particular web element and assign to some reference, that reference will be pointing to that web element. And we use this reference to do any activity or any operation on this web element. If you want to perform any manipulation or any operation on that particular web element, right? So we use this particular reference here. You can see this. That's the idea. Got it now. So now if you want to play with this web element, choose this web element here. And this is a search box. If it is search box, we don't click, but we should pass something. That is the minimum, that is the general sense, we even without programming knowledge, everyone has. Because we generally from very basic age to very elder age, people do this Googling. So simply we know search box means we should enter something and do some search. That is the general sense what we have. Same thing we should do from code. And if you have that understanding, automation will be much more simple and interesting for us. It's not something really irritating or something like we feel difficult. Now, just pass something to this search box. How? Element dot on that reference, just say dot. It shows you all the methods that we can apply on that web element. Here, the operation we should do here is the action we need to perform. So the exact word with associated with web elements is the action. Remember, again, important point to remember is what do we do on web elements? We perform actions on web elements. If you ask me, remember these things. So send keys, apply send keys because we should pass something. And here, just apply something like, I'm adding because I like gnome tech. So I'm passing gnome tech to this. You can pass whatever you want to that and search for that there in the search box. We are done here. So this itself, what this is a simple automation we did on this thing. Of course, the other one is again we need to click on button that we do later. Our only aim is just to apply automation with this ID strategy. That's all, friends. So once that is done, we will switch to another strategy. So today we'll try to have as much as clarity on each and every strategy. So that is the whole idea about this session. So what is it? The purpose of this session is understanding each strategy and applying each and every strategy with some project, with some use case. That is the agenda for today. So what do we do right now? Leave about other things. No need to do any action for now, like clicking on button on anything, getting and seeing that search. We did that in the last session, not needed. So now finally, just try to keep this browser alive for a few seconds after we pass this text into that search box. Now finally what? Run this automation. But before that, I believe you got a clarity about how to apply ID strategy on some web page. Is that clear to everyone here? So what is the method we need to use to implement to locate any web element, find element? And what is the strategy we should apply? With by, you can choose multiple strategies. Among that, this particular strategy we are applying is ID here. And how to locate ID? This HTML tag has this all these attributes. Among that, ID is one of the most common attribute we can see in the tags. You try to go and check, get that value from that ID and just pass it here as a value. So automatically this your Selenium will try to locate that ID from that web element from the web page. Right, let me just try to run this automation now. Hope you are ready for this. We just ran the automation, then the browser will try to bring in the browser. Yes, we got the browser, and it will open Google website, and you can see it opened. Now that our text has to be passed into this, we are waiting for that text. Should pass some text here. Yes, it passed non text. You can see here. So finally, our goal is achieved. If it is able to pass text means our automation succeeded. And then second thing is what? Now we understood clearly about ID strategy, how to apply ID strategy. I hope you are clear with that, friends. Clear? So that's all, friends. That's all about this one. Okay, I'm closing this. So it will automatically close after 5 seconds, just closing it explicitly. this is about ID strategy. Can you please confirm if you are clear with ID strategy in the chat box? Please confirm in the chat box, friends. Okay, right, fine. Next one. Next, let us jump to the another strategy. If you have any doubt, if you didn't understand, or if you want to me to re-explain, or still if you want to know more, you can please ask me. Either you can ask me in the chat or in the mic, or you can stay back after session so that we discuss. It's not like it's just something you just need to listen and just you know uh, you can just try to learn something. Okay, let's go to the next one. Again, this is one strategy about what is that locating search ID strategy. We are one is learning ID strategy. That is done. Second one, let's take up name strategy. Locating using name. Let us do that now. So locating web element using name strategy. See, if you just follow carefully and if you just practice this, I believe you have set up all this in your machine. It's not just you should listen. You should also practice along with me. This is important, friends. If you just don't practice and if you just listen, it's not going to help you. I mean, it's not 100% effective for us. So please, you do also implement along with me. If needed, you can ask me to wait. That's all, friends. So let's see, locating web element using what? Using name. So this is means we are applying what? Name strategy. Simply speaking, name strategy. Now how to do that? Same thing. Same. You have to take that. So as we applied ID here, put ID for this. I mean the reference variable for this variable, and here also put ID. Next one. Second, name element. So as we are applying name strategy, I am naming my element, this variable name as name element, and then from driver we should call this find element, which helps us to locate that web element. And the strategy by what strategy you want to apply, you have to put like this by dot. You have to choose name strategy, comma, put double quotes there, will pass value automatically. It will try to locate that web element using the name we are passing here. If you look here, maybe first thing for cross testing, you can go to the website or web page and see that. So this is the name here. You see, if you are able to locate that web element in a unique way, or if it is uniquely locating the web element with Q, you have to check that. So go to web page. Where is the web page here? Just go to web page, and this is your search box. And if you just want to test your strategy, what is that? Just right click on this and try to inspect the page. Always do this. Of course, if it is already open, you don't need to again click on inspect, but just giving you a clear idea how to open this inspect window so that you can just test your strategies. You got it right. So we want to find this, locate this search box with name. Where is the name? Name here is somewhere you can find name. Just a minute. Go little right. You can see here already I have copied and pasted. You can see this is the name. But if you just pass Q, it won't work because there will be so many Qs. Right? So in this way, this I believe Q alone doesn't help this time. If we just pass Q here, see, if you just pass Q in double quotes, you can see we have two hits. See, one hit is coming from somewhere within this function. The other hit is coming from this search box. That is fine. Right. So if you see, this is selecting something somewhere And second one, okay, let's try to apply it and see if it is locating the search box. If it is working, I just you our purpose is solved, like how to recognize web element using name. Name means generally it should be unique, friends. You should not have two hits. When you are using any strategy, make sure here you are having a unique hit here, or it is identifying that web element uniquely. Just keep that in mind. So otherwise it becomes ambiguous for Selenium to locate that web element and leads to no such element exception. Remember, if your strategy is ambiguous, then what Selenium does? Selenium just throws an exception saying no such element, because your strategy should be very clear to Selenium. So anyhow, let me just pass you and see. So we are locating this particular search box with name strategy by passing the name here. Name generally, is assigned with some queue. Let us see if this works, if it is working, and if it is giving us expected output, we are fine. Else we need to make sure our strategy is modified. I hope you are clear. You should change your strategy if it is not working as expected. Just keep in mind. So now, what do we do right now? On this again, same thing. So what you have to do, as this is a search box, if the search box, text box, or any kind of these boxes, just simply locate that particular web element and then assign to some this thing, some web element reference, and then on that call what you should call send keys, and then just what pass something like apart from that, something like I'm just saying Amazon here, just trying to locate Amazon thing, right? So that's it. We are trying to locate Amazon using name strategy in that search box. So this is my keyword or phrase here. That's all. And then copy this and paste here. See if we are able to pass the text to that search box, we are well and good, and we are able to locate that search box properly. Else there is some problem with strategy. Just modify or change that strategy. That's all, friends. Nothing more than that. So shall I just run this now? But of course, leave about if we are having unique hit or not. Did you get like clear picture about this strategy now? About name strategy? Is this clear for everyone? And please confirm in the chat box. Okay, so is it clear to everyone, friends? The name strategy. Just please answer in the chat box so that we can run this strategy. Now right click and then what you do, run this one and see if this works. Let's go again. Stop and rerun, no problem. Don't worry about that error. It will go away. Now again we restarted the automation, trying to locate search box with first one. It will try to locate with ID. Let's see. Okay, it has entered. After that 5 seconds, it should again re-enter. But yeah, no problem. We'll recheck again. How much time we kept here? Let's just wait for a few seconds. So here there is a small this thing, right? So to understand if it is getting cleared and again entering or not, there is some kind of little this thing we tracking is becoming little difficult here, friends. So what we do is we'll do one thing. We'll clear off once this value is passed. What do we do is after passing ID dot, just to keep track of the other one, ID element dot, what we can do, you can say clear. When you say clear, it will automatically clear that text box maybe after few seconds. Let's not keep this much of waiting time. Let's just have 3 seconds. That would be enough. And then here you can copy this once after passing text. waiting for 3 seconds. We are asking to clear. After clearing, just waiting for 2 more seconds. We want again to bring up to again pass some value to this search box using name strategy. If it is not able to pass, this strategy is not working. That is the meaning of that. Okay. So let's run this now again. I hope you are following what I am trying to explain here, friends. Okay, right click and then rerun this. This is all simple, right? It's just locating that web element and trying to pass some text on that. We are just performing some action. So this is fine. We just started. Okay, this is okay. After 3 seconds, it should clear this. We asked to clear. Now, after 3 seconds is done, but still it's not doing clearing. Means we are not getting the expected output. And also we don't see any error as well. So automation is not working as expected. Maybe what we can do, we can again, when you say clear, it should clear. But that clearing is not happening. What we do, we can do one thing. Let's apply altogether a new strategy then. Element 2 and then element 2 dot clear, because as in the first case it is passing some text. Let us try to apply this and see. Just to using just 2 seconds. I don't want too much time to wait. And here also just 2 seconds. Let's not wait for too much. Okay, let's run this now. So we need clear to be, of course, testing name strategy is not a big deal. We can comment that and see. That's the next step we do. Okay, did this. Is able to do search, but it's not clearing the text. Okay. Let's stop the automation. And we say clear. Last test. Okay, another testing one more time. We'll just give you one more try and then just simplify it. It's all about just, you can consider everything as testing here. That's all. Web element XR. Let us just see. Shankar is saying something. We are hitting. No, this is not clearing. What we do is okay. I'll come back to this scenario about the clearing scenario. Maybe we can again do it. Okay, but now let us go with locating this search box with my name. I'll come back on this. Not a big problem. For now, we can comment this. What I do is I'll just comment the whole code and direct straight away test this the other one. Okay, that clear thing I'll just come back again. I'll show you, no problem. So another approach is we can comment that is not needed for now. Maybe still if you are curious like why how to do the clearing, that I will show you. Nothing to worry about it. Let's test this now because I want to for now this agenda is understanding each strategy. Later on we'll come back on that pros and cons. Let's run this now and see how far this is going to work for us. Right click and then run this. Now we are testing this name strategy. Browser started, then yeah, it's working. You can see here. Name strategy is working quite fine and healthy because we are able to see Amazon here. Name is working fine. Somewhere that clear thing, no problem. See, if you want just quickly know that, you can quickly how to clear text field in Selenium. So already I did apply clear. Somehow, see, already I did that. We are applying clear. Why? These guys are applying clear only. Okay, that's fine. Instead of this keys dot control keys dot delete. Okay. Okay, let us try this if this works actually. And waits. This is called wait strategy. I'll talk about it. Wait until something, right? We had a very detailed discussion on this, so nothing to worry. So it's asking Control A and delete. So it's a keyboard action. They were asking to apply a keyboard action. Why don't we try it? This is Control A is what saying. Let's see if this works for us. Or else there is another strategy, backspace as well. So which one we should? Let's apply backspace. Right, there are multiple strategies. One thing is applying Control A and delete. So now we understood that name strategy is working fine. So we are good with this. Hope you are clear, friends. Right now, this one, because I did some delete, you might have this in the mind. Why this? How to clear that text box and pass something new? If you want to know that, we applied clear. Clear is not working. Then what we do is let's use this again. Use send keys, and then what we can do? We can apply this keys one strategy these guys were following here is keys dot backspace. Let's apply this one. Anything is fine. Okay. The problem with this is we have to import it. See again, all these are modules, friends. Why again it's showing error is, or why it's not showing the methods from keys is actually a module, and there are so many methods available in this module. So what we should do here, first thing we should import it. That's why it's showing error. So when you see red, kind of red mark, make sure you import it. Simply just put cursor on that and then click on import. You can see at the top that is imported. Keys is imported. Now you can play with that all methods from the keys. Now what do we need here? Once we pass the text, right? So we are done with sending keys, and you don't need this again. You don't need to locate same web element again and again. Already this is identified with ID element. You can just simply choose ID element, and using the same ID element, what you can do, you can just ask keys dot. So there are so many methods or variables here. If you say F means function, wherever you can see here. So what we need is backspace. So this one, choose backspace functionality. Apply this now, and let us see if this works or not. What we are doing, the idea is simple. We are locating text box, search box, passing some text. After that, step 3, we want to clear that. We want to clear that. Clear search box. So to do that, you can understand. See, this is nothing really difficult to understand. To the same search box, we are just applying a backspace. You know the actual purpose of backspace, right? It will just remove the text somewhere, just apply backspace. And there is another strategy as well. You can see here from the in this Stack Overflow, Control A and delete. This means deleting the whole of thing something. This is another strategy. Which one you want to follow? You can apply both. You can copy. I'll copy and paste in document, and we'll share with you as well. So what we can do is, for doing clearing, this is one strategy, and the other one is applying backspace. So this is another strategy. Just keeping here, I'll modify it and send it to you. That's all. So that's all, friends. So these are two strategies what we need. Now we are testing one strategy and see. Let's see how right now. Right click and then run this and see how this is going to work for us. Rerun it. Okay, for the first time, it's trying to enter something. And we applied backspace. Let us see if it works. No, it's not still there. By now it has to clear this. That didn't work for us. Testing failed. If it is a proper test case, then this testing failed for us. Right. So maybe you can consider each thing as a testing. When you have that testing mindset, then you don't feel bored, and you are just trying only to observe a test case, and we are testing that test case. That's all. Now we are testing a test case of backspace. Somehow it didn't work for us. Not sure. I'll just do introspect on that. Not a problem. Then after that, let us see if Control A works for us. Control A keys dot control. I'll just copy and paste it directly. Let's apply this. We don't need. This is not working. What we do now? Yes, this is not working. We will apply another strategy. It's a learning only. See, whatever we are doing, all this are very important for you and everyone, friends. So let's pass this so that you are ready for any kind of scenario. That's all. You just applied this Control A. This is fine. Similarly, we should apply same thing but with delete scenario. Copy this and then paste it here and then remove all this. Just choose what directly keys dot. Just a minute. We have delete somewhere. We can use that. You can see here. That's all. Let us test it. At least if it works till this delete automation. Later on, maybe if this is working fine, we accomplished all steps in this automation. Okay. So run this now. You can stop and rerun, no problem. Nothing harm in that. There is no error. It's a keyboard interrupt. That's all. So again, the automation started, browser open, text will be passed into that, and we are fine. After 2-3 seconds, it should remove this. Control A. It's trying to run the automation. Somehow, you can see here, it's trying to run the automation. We'll do one thing. Let's do some click and try to remove. Quickly, let us add a click option also. What we do now, we can just quickly locate this button as well, because we need clearance. Just checking on that. So how how to locate button, right? In the last session, we did this, how to do the click and do the search operation. Should be already there in that code should be there here somewhere. Okay, this is only this thing. No problem. This is also consider it as a learning exercise. Right click and then introspect, and then we need to locate button, right? So this is automation one. We can close it. We can have a regular browser to quickly locate that. Right click on this button and then introspect, and then you can see here, choose any one of these. Okay, so again, now you can see, now just follow the process what I am doing. You can apply the same. You can consider this as a one simple project, right? What we do now, trying to locate button. So first thing, you can locate button by class, right? Copy this. So also this gives us an opportunity applying a strategy to locate. So we are also parallelly covering one more strategy. What is that strategy, friends? Locating this with class name. This is the strategy we are covering. We covered ID, name also worked fine. We observed by passing Amazon into the search box. But we are also looking for more functionality. That clear functionality also we are trying to include to our automation. Somehow we are just playing with it. And then at the same time, let us add class name. Use this strategy to apply button as well. So it covers this automation, this strategy as well. Let's do that. So what do we do right now? In the code, once you enter this, okay, this one, right? Once you enter text, so what do? You try to click on button. How do you click on that? Now button element equal to, so driver dot, what you have to say, find element, and the strategy you are trying to apply is by name, just by name, comma, and the value is, so not by name, sorry. What is that? By the strategy we are applying here is by dot class name. What is the strategy we are applying? Class name. And here in this, you can see here in the tag, we have input tag, which locates button, which locates button here. You can see if I put here, it is locating button. Copy this, maybe to check if it is uniquely identifying this button or not. What do you do? Just test here, just pass that here. It gives you number of hits. Seems like we have two hits. We have little, one is for button, the other one is for something else. So what we can do, we can apply expert, but that is not the idea. We have two different. The second one, when you directly pass here, we have two this thing. Then we should apply a filter, friends. Not every time it will work. Just remember these things so that later on you automatically come to a understanding, like, because these are all something which you need to register yourself in your mind. When you see this kind of hits, you should have that clarity. Okay, there is some duplicate hit. We have to avoid all this, right? But anyhow, I'm just going and trying to add it. See, just to take that chance, because after all, we are just testing, and that testing might fail. Even that is a failure test case. Got it right? So what do you do right now? You come here and pass it here and see if it locates that particular, which one, friends? This button, and of course there are different ways. I can write a beautiful expert to locate it because we did number of times, but only to show you that class name strategy. That's all. Okay, no problem. For now, let us try to run and see if this strategy works for us. Let's run the automation. So one thing, we should pass text into the search box. That is the one automation. Second thing, you should perform a click on the text box through identifying that button through class name. Let us see. If not, we should change the strategy. Remember, what we have to adjust strategies. That's all simple. Every time you have to test like this, see if your strategy is working. If not, adjust the strategy, modify the strategy, change the strategy. That's all, friends. It's just playing. You can treat it as like playing your automation and just enjoy it. So browser opened, you can see we are passing text. That is fine, but it is not clicking. It has to click now. I believe how it will click. See, do you think this will click? It is, we are not doing the click operation here. See, just a minute. Close this. See, and end this automation now. So why? What is the problem now? See, if you want to perform click operation, what you should do on this web element, that button, you located that button, that is fine, but you didn't apply the action. What is that action? Button element dot click, that is the action you need to perform, but we didn't do that. Then how do you expect that button to perform click, right? It won't do anything on its own. Everything should be added in the code. Once that is done, then we have to check for this deletion. So these are the three steps we are implementing in this automation, and we covered so far one, two, three different strategies. Along with XPath, we already covered 4 strategies. Right, now run this. So we are running this test case. Okay, we got browser and then we got search box. Text will be passed. That is default happening so far. But expectation is it should perform click operation. Still click is not happening, means locating that is failed because we have duplicate hit, right? So that's why you can see here it is not able to do it's not clicking on the button. We click, it will work, but that has to go with automation, not lightly. So what we have to do, this is failing, friends. Finally, the test case failed. Why? Because this is a test case. Again, this is a testing. Developer written a code for some web page, and you are testing. Like, understand, this is also a learning. There is nothing like we are wasting anything. Everything is a test. Testing means what? There will be multiple positive test cases, negative test cases, all that, friends. Then again, the question is, how do you fix it? Either this class name strategy is not working, and we need something where what we identify this text, this button in a, without any duplicates. So we need to identify it uniquely. So what we do, you can choose any of those. You can see there are so many. You can apply name. Again, this is a strategy we already discussed. Let us see if this is unique or duplicate. Here also duplicate is there. We can see we have 2 hits. Then what do you do? Button is duplicated. Submit. Let's try with submit. Probably you might have this will also might be duplicated. You can see we have 8 hits. This is much more worse. But still we'll fix it. Not a problem. We will fix it. Now value Google searcher. Let's try to search with value. Maybe XPath we can create. The idea is not going with XPath. Google search we have 3. No, again. So what you have to do in this way, you have to just find for what, friends? Find for unique hit. That's what we should do. So what's the issue here? Otherwise, sometimes we can depend on something called ancestors and predecessors are following, something like that. But for now, we don't need that. We can somehow get it. So we'll do one thing. We'll just create a simple XPath slash. Then what is this? This is input. That so start slash represents we are starting XPath this thing pattern, and then input is the tag we are looking for, and then open text, and then just try to locate with this one class name. That is the attribute you have to apply. So here in the text box, @ class equal to in single quotes. Try to pass this. Also, there are different ways we create XPaths, friends. Just keep in mind. And also, you can see if you don't want to work hard, just these 3 dots are there, right? Go there. And then if you want some reference for your XPath, you can see, click on that, copy, and then copy full XPath and just come out and then just paste it here. You can also use this to locate that. This is so big XPath. You can see here. Right? So we don't need that much. So earlier, I think I applied a different one, I believe. No problem. So when you have duplicates, so the one thing is you can put whole bracket for everything, I believe. And then what you can do is, if you want first, whether you have to see this is first one or second one, we should see. Second one is highlighting, then of two you can try. Now see, because that is an array, right? Now you have a single hit. See, I'm just showing you and learn this friends carefully. So we are able to, right, locate button, but with duplicate hits. You can see here. Observe this. This is very useful learning. Now, how many hits are there? Two hits. But if you see, this is selected, but it is not highlighting button here. Means this is not hitting this button. This is not locating button. Now again, click on this one down button. This time it is trying to locate search box. You can see for the second time somewhere, right? If you put it here, not that, you can see here. Now the second hit is locating button. Then what you have to do? Put simple. Put whole bracket as second is locating. Use that is a kind of array concept. The first one is remove, just ignore the first one, and you have apply second one. You can see off two means you are trying to get hit for second one. Copy this. Let's see this, because our area is also, this gives you a lot of clarity, like how to recognize button with this strategy. Okay, which what strategy? XPath. Let's apply XPath. Class name anyhow, even though the test case file, you might have some idea how to locate that tag using class name. That this should give some idea. So this covers class name strategy, fine. But as it is failing, what we do? We use XPath and then dot XPath, and then you can pass your pattern, and because I just want to test on deletion as well. Right click, run this. Okay, we rerun, no problem, it will work. Okay, the automation starts immediately. Now, what's happening here? Google's website open. We are able to pass text. This time it should clear off that this one. Should click actually. It should perform click operation. By is still taking time. Just only use slide dot this thing. This is properly locating, but for some reason struggling. Let's run again. This should work definitely without any fail. This has to work. This should go and click on the button. Let's run one more time. Sometimes there will be browser issue. It's not like our code issue. This is 200% not a code issue now. At least earlier there is a duplicate hit. So when it is class name, so that should be issued after 2 seconds or three. 1, 2, 3. It should now click on the button by now. Not working. So something is. The issue is not with code, definitely. I'll do one thing. I'll change the browser. With the Chrome, let us choose which one shall we take? Shall we take Edge? Let's use Edge and see, test it. Somehow I don't see there is a problem in code. It's not code issue, friends. I'm very sure on that. But the automation started. We have Edge here. Okay, pass this thing. Times we have to close this. Let's just observe for it. It has to do by now itself. Somehow, either it has to throw error. It's not throwing error as well. Let us see. And this is the see here. Okay, let me apply Firefox one last time. Not options, just apply Firefox. Okay, let us run this now quickly. Independent, each independent this thing is working, but I'm just trying to add multiple strategies. Let's see. Yeah, there is some issue here. There is a browser related issue. I think we have Firefox now. Let us check on this. Let's see. Stay here. Okay, non-tech is fine. Now, okay. This is struggling. Let me just check. Okay, no problem. What we do is I'll just test it and come back. Not a big problem. We can check it in tomorrow's session. We'll continue with our this thing because again it is we are losing time. So what we do is we'll just understand the strategies. This I'll fix this and come back. Not sure. Code wise, I don't think we have an issue. It's not the code issue. Somewhere it's blocking. Something is getting blocked here. Suppose when you click on this one, you just take Google. What if we click on empty one? It won't work. So we are trying to pass something and then locate it, and again we are trying to button and click it. Should work. Even we tested this. Which one is that? Tested the path. Let's understand strategies later on. I'll fix this. Not a big deal. Okay. I'm removing all this. Let's go one by one. For now, you can consider this. Let us put it into offline and then continue. I'll fix and tomorrow we can take up this with all this thing. No problem. It's good that we came up with this. Nothing like this thing. I keep this here. Okay. Let's get into the next. I think we try to understood strategies, all this. Maybe I'm just removing this code as well. We'll go one by one. But this is I'll fix it. No, nothing like that. That is what we do regularly. So just adding all this code snippets here. We can test one by one, so we can go without any issues. Now, this already we tested, right? We passed Amazon, and I hope you are clear with the one is ID is clear for you how to apply it. Second thing, we tried to play left and right today. Somehow the automation is failing. Not sure because we did lot of times. There is something is missing. I understand. There is something is missing. We'll fix it. Maybe you can just treat it as a curious case why it's fixing. Come with that eagerness. Definitely, it gives you a lot of learning experience. Okay, nothing to get disappointed. So next one, these three is clear, right? Can you please confirm till this, friends? Are you clear till these three strategies? ID, name, and class. Are you good with this? No, for now. Please confirm, friends. Somebody is saying maybe remote time. Huh? I don't think so. Time can be there, Shankar, because we applied it number of times. Line 20, right? You are saying this one, right? This won't have any impact, Shankar. Also, you are talking about this, right? Maybe if you want, I can remove it. Okay, let's see. Why don't I give a last try? Shankar is saying to remove that time and see. Let's do it then. Let's run it one more time. A quick testing, but this gave you an idea. I think I played with different browsers also. You can see all this. You can see how I am changing the browsers and how I'm trying to do this testing. So just consider all these strategies. Okay, this one session has so much of thing we are doing here. Yeah, this worked now. You can see here. Yeah, I think this time is something which is this worked strategy worked. You can see now. Finally, Shankar gave me a good tip, right? Thank you, Shankar. So finally, you concluded, right? I know very well because this code wise we tested even the patterns, strategies, and then in the website itself, and we copied from there. Yes, Shankar, you correctly highlighted the issue and proved that you are a cyber expert one more time, where you keep trying to. Thank you, Shankar. I think see, friends, now it's working. You can see now. Do you want to go which browser shall we take up now? Firefox or Chrome or one more is what we tested today. Edge. Please answer of your choice. Which browser shall we continue? Can you please answer in the chat box? Right. How about others? I think I'm not getting any response from Lakku or Balaji or Mala or Naga. Are you with me? Four of you? Yeah, please. You can just take this as interactive session. Don't. It's not one way. This thing. Lakku, are you there? Someone Lakku is there. Lakku, are you listening? Please answer in the chat box if you are available. I think it seems like Lakku is out of coverage. Okay, fine. Chrome. Let's try with Chrome now. Then some of our users' choice is Chrome. Anything, just change it, friends. That's all. CHROM. If you look at that, there is a slide. This thing because we added some. What shall we say? Let's run this now. That just so again, as a part of testing, sometimes we need to remove few lines of code as well. We have an error now. Huh? Did I miss anything here? We added Chrome, that is fine as a strategy. Exceptions. Yes, I like exceptions. What is the exception? Element click interruption, intercepted exception. Okay, let's rerun it again. I think we don't have. The issue is with okay. We'll do one thing. For now, we put time sleep here. Time sleep some. We'll queue some 5 seconds. Okay. Now run this. This worked in Firefox earlier, right? So now we change it to Chrome now. Let's test it now. Okay, yeah, there. So far, yeah, perfect. We are good here now. See, there the issue is with time earlier. Now again the issue is with time because sometimes observe all this. These are all needed for you to understand there is something called waiting concept, waiting this thing of web page. How to apply different types of weights. There is a concept of weights. If you observe all this, there it gives you a very big clear picture. Okay, so that's it, friends. Now, shall we test on this as well? The other one, I think we didn't run till this clear is done. What we do is, so we now you got some idea. What is that idea? We are able to find the element, and also let's change this here to class. Earlier we applied what the strategy class name. Somehow because this strategy didn't work, what we did, we try to get that XPath. Okay, what we do is now let's just choose that class thing. Now by now you know how to locate that class, everything, right? You can see here the button one, right click and then inspect. See, you don't feel, friends, my kind suggestion is just keep observing. This is very important for you. How to play with and this web page, how to locate this web elements. All this is important, right? Here, just take this class now, copy this and just apply here. Test it now. See, this is all testing. Now you understand because we are testing in automation testing. All this is important as a part of our to and fro approach. Okay, so now you can directly run this. Now run this automation and see. Okay, no need to worry about that interrupt thing. It will restart. Now we are just testing our automation. Again, we got Google, and then somehow what happened? It got closed up. Let's run it again. There is some error here in the code. Element not interactable. Which element is that? Let us see. There is some issue here. Maybe should be with this one only. Not a big problem. We fix it. So as we already know, there is a flaw in this, right? That also gives us an idea. If you don't have proper hit and if you pass it, it leads to ambiguity. Let's run it again. Okay, till this it is fine. We got browser. Yeah, I think after adding this, we are going through this issue. Let's change this. Okay, instead of class name, it should be XPath. Now run it again. That should self gives you a clear picture. What is the picture? That we have a problem with the. This is working fine. So problem is with this. Why the problem? We are very clear on that. This is giving us multiple hits as already tested. So no problem. But if it is unique, if your class name is unique, you can directly pass it like this here. Just now we have seen, right? You can apply that strategy. If you think that your web element has a unique hit for class name for this attribute, for this value. Okay. In such cases, you can apply class name strategy. Just you can remember this. Okay. Next one. So switching to another strategy. Sorry, friends. So we covered ID strategy, name strategy, class strategy. Now going to the tag name. One more strategy we are covering now is tag name strategy. Okay, link all this is fine. Tag name strategy. Let's apply tag name strategy here. We'll cover this and close this session today. Okay. Right. How to apply tag name? Simple. You take this website. Okay. I just took because here we don't have direct hit for tag. So use this one. Just sharing you. Already Google anyhow, you know that. If you want links, I can share you. You can ask me, friends. You can feel free to ask. It's not like this is the one which we are testing now. You can take it and test it yourself. Similarly, Google, I don't think I need to give this link for you for testing. You can also check like locate for all that. Please do all that practice with me. And then keep asking, no problem. Now let's run this website first, just to understand how to, when should we choose tag name strategy. You can close this inspect board, I mean window for now. So this is the website, okay? That is some internet Heroku apps website. Now this is the one. Now we have this web page here, and it's a very simple, very basic website. Fine. Now if you see there is a text on this, right click, let's inspect. Once you come to any web page, always you have to do one thing, inspect that web page. If you want to automate any web element, we should click on that and do inspect. Now click on this page and then inspect. Now I want to just get this text. This is opening a new window, right? My agenda is I want to locate this text, this heading, open a new window, and just want to print it in my code. That's what the automation I'm doing now. So what do we do? Right click on this heading and then say inspect, so that we can locate that heading. Okay, inspect. Now this is, you can see here. Just check if we can identify this. If this is unique, we have only just one hit for this heading, then we can choose the tag itself directly instead of that any attribute or text or anything. See here, just apply H3. Sorry, we have to choose filter. Press Control A, come here and just apply H3. When you just directly try for something H3, you can see here, this is the heading tag. You can see we just had one hit. It's a unique hit. So we can directly use this H3 in our code to locate this text. So we don't have a problem. I hope you are clear now. Again, see, every time before I try to add some automation, implement some automation, I'm searching my strategies, right? Those patterns here in the web page itself, and seeing if we are getting a unique hit here, then I'm using that in my code. Observe this strategy clearly, so that you can do the same when you are working in your automations. And here, whatever we do now, you can directly go and play with your automation in your offices. It's not like it's a learning. You can apply this in your real-time project as well, right? So what we do right now, let's test this automation. Where is it? So what we do is for now, as we try to test till this, where till that we these things I'll come back. This clearing, okay, all that we'll see it in tomorrow's session. No problem. Once we add something to do that clearing. So now what we do for now, for some time, remove all this. Let's test this strategy. What is that strategy, friends? That strategy is, let me remove everything, no problem. So that you have a detailed coverage. Locating what? Web element. This is last one for today, and then we'll try tomorrow for more on other strategies along with these use cases. Web element, right? Using tag strategy. I'm clearly writing step by step. Okay, so what we do, step one here is we're trying to locate web element using tag name tag name strategy. Sorry, that is one thing. Second thing, so let's do that first. How do you do the tag element? Okay, equal to what we do now, tag element equal to what should I do, friends? Can you give me some help here? I need your help. I'm in need of some help. I lost everything from my mind. What should I do? Expecting some code from all of you. What should I do to locate that web element? The web element is this one. Can you please give me some help here? Some answer from you. What is the code I have to add here? Some answer for all of you. If every one of you answer, I am so happy, because that is what I expect. It's not like I'm testing you, just getting that idea, that learning curve. So what is that driver? You have to apply driver dot find element first. That is method you should call first. And this, could you tell me, this time we are applying what? We are applying a strategy. That strategy is what, friends? It is nothing but, which is the strategy? We are using some tag name here. You can somewhere you can see here, see a tag name strategy, and directly you can pass the tag name here. What is the tag name? Okay, sorry. You can directly pass tag name from this one, from which one you can copy this directly here, because we just had a hit here. Generally I do this, I test in the web page and then copy from here and then add it to my code, so that most of the time my automation don't fail. You got it right, friends. So just pass it here. So this is done. Now we are able to locate this web page and that text here. This is fine. We are able to locate the text. Now in the program, how do we print it? Simple. System.out.println. If you want to print it onto console, what we should do? Sorry, it's the Java thing. See, that's the problem when you deal with multiple languages. So what you have to do? Simply print off what? That tag element dot what, friends? You should print. There is a text method there. Just pass text. That is enough for us. Okay. And then maybe if you want, you can just add, like, add some this thing. The text is, the heading is, you can just give a more beautiful this thing, and you can apply a placeholder and then copy it and then dot apply a format method. This is there in Python. Okay. If you have some Python idea, you might, this is something which we use to print some output. Okay. You can directly use print. You don't need all this format or anything. I'm just little beautifying it. Let's run this automation and see. So let's run it. You can stop and rerun, no problem, nothing harm comes out of it. And also one thing we should do is, let's do one thing. Let's stop this automation. Apply a little time, because it will immediately close after displaying that. So just give some 5 seconds wait time for this browser. And then what you do now, finally run the automation again one more time. It is open browser. We came to Google. Now what should happen? Finally, not this, right? We are see, it is a totally, it's like monkey testing, what we call. In testing, there is what we call a kind of testing, a layman testing, right? Monkey testing. I just introduced this in the beginning of our sessions. What I did is a monkey testing. Why? See, this web page is in this website, but I am testing on google.com. And this is what we call, even see, with this kind of things we are doing here, this is a monkey testing. Unfortunately, monkey testing failed. Why? Our Google, I mean, our website is this, but what I did. So, but I try to check from Google. How do you think our automation succeed? It won't work. And that kind of testing is a monkey testing. Now run this. This time it will work. I'm very sure. So open page and then came to the page. Yes, you should see somewhere here. You can see the output. The heading is opening a new window. Can you see the text here in the console? Can you see the text here, friends? So this is tag strategy. See, by using tag name, what we did using the tag name, we try to locate this particular text. You can see it has that text has just some h3 or something, and we see that that tag is just unique. You don't have multiple duplicate hits. Even if we have duplicates, we can filter it, friends, by applying. But the tag should change. You might have to use some XPath or some kind of dynamic tags. Okay, strategies. Keep in mind, if you ask me a question, still can't I get something if you have duplicate? Yes, definitely. We have seen, right, just now. We have used that array approach. There are multiple things, but different ways. Right, no problem. Finally, did you get this now? Are you able to see, observe the output here, friends? So this is the idea. Understood now? So this is simple tag how to get with tag name, but make sure this tag name is unique when you are trying to apply that, and then just print the text from that tag name. So you can see that here. So this is the idea about another strategy. So we covered different strategies in very detail. What is that? ID and name and class, and one more is tag name. And what else do we have? We have link is there. CSS, XPath already we are playing it, but still we continuously we play with XPath till the end of our this automation sessions with Python or Java or anything. Got it, friends? So this is the idea, friends. I hope you are clear till this we had discussed. And there is a lot of learning in this session. If you ask me, there are different failures as well, and there are different successes as well. And so if you ask me how do we have learning, if you are going to ask this question, I can show you at least so many things in this particular session itself. Right. So we'll that's for today, friends. Tomorrow we cover remaining things, and also this one, this deletion, definitely I'll just fix it and come back. But my question is again before we close this, are you clear with this till what we have discussed today? Can you please confirm in the chat box, or you can talk with me now because we almost did. Right. Shall I stop recording? Let's do